Bruce Willis did a lot more than act. A legend. He played memorable figures for decades who could do no wrong and save the world from bad guys with a smirk. He is finally saying goodbye, and today he will tell you his sad story. There was a big surprise in the Willis family in March 2022. Bruce had been told he had aphasia, a brain disorder that makes it hard to talk. But the words won't come out when he tries to talk. Whatever he wants to say is stuck in his mind. Later, things got worse. The family told everyone what was wrong with Bruce by February 2023. Also known as FTD, he had frontotemporal dementia. He wasn't just losing words, then. There was a painful part where Bruce lost himself as a whole. Not even slowing it down is possible. His family would have to watch him get worse. Furthermore, it's worse than this. You will soon understand what we mean. Demi Moore, Bruce's ex-wife, said something on December 5, 2024, that was meant to make family, friends, and fans feel better. According to her, Bruce was safe. That didn't really help calm me down, though. So does that mean there were times when Bruce was crazy and not in control? What exactly did she mean? Bruce could barely read and couldn't speak in full words at that point. Reports say he can't even walk or do anything physically demanding. That's crazy. The man used to do his own stunts, but now he has trouble with simple things like walking. The things that happen to his family and friends keep getting worse every day. His wife, Emma Hemming Willis, said it was scary to see his words change. Now comes the scary part. She was aware of when it began. Bruce stuttered when he was a kid, so when he started changing the way he talked, she thought that was it. She believed that the old stutter was coming back. It was so wrong of her. Would Bruce's health have been better if she had known something was wrong? Or would he still be doomed to die? Emma then told something shocking that hit me right in the gut. Bruce might not even know what's wrong with him physically. Take a moment to consider that. Bruce might be stuck between knowing and not knowing what's going on with him. Emma is choosing to help Bruce find some fun and love in these dark days, even though it was hard for her to see. It's clear that her love wasn't just for the good times. Until the next part happened. She married Bruce in 2009 and is 46 years old. Their two girls, Mabel, 12, and Evelyn, 10, are their only children. Picture how painful it must have been for her as she told their dad the next part. Emma did something in August 2025 that caused a lot of debate on the internet. She moved Bruce into a second home where he would have constant caretakers. After that, there were whispers and questions. Emma seems to have left Bruce in a smart way. According to Emma, Bruce would want this. She said that Bruce would want his girls to live in a house that met their needs rather than his. Would Bruce actually want this? His ignorance may not even be aware of what is occurring. Emma is stuck between being a mother who wants to help her husband feel better during this hard time and helping her girls with their activities. Has she chosen the right thing? Emma isn't just Bruce's wife anymore. She helps provide care for him. She says that about herself, and she's not sure what to do. While he's still living, she sees her daughters cry over the death of their father. Did she move him where they wouldn't be hurt anymore? She said that Bruce is missing so many important events in her girls' lives that they miss him a lot. Bruce can't remember his dates anymore. He has lost interest in school plays and even has trouble connecting emotionally with his girls. We can't even imagine how hard that is. Emma is also sad because she thinks her girls might not be able to get over losing their active and fun dad. What might this mean for her girls' lives? How can Emma keep everything together? This is very tough. Does this mean that by moving Bruce away, she is taking the easy way out? It was enough for Emma on July 26, 2025. Unknown rumors about her family would hurt them, so she asked people not to listen to them. The truth is not as easy as an abandonment story. A lot is happening to that family. Bruce's older daughter from his marriage to Demi Moore, Tula Willis, talked about how she saw her father change. No one expected what she said. Even though Tula knew something was wrong, she didn't think it was a physical problem. Instead, she thought it was something else. She tried to talk to Bruce before the diagnosis, but he didn't answer, so she thought her dad had stopped caring about her and didn't love her anymore. There was no way she knew it was the disease. Did she feel bad about the decision she made? Tula would later talk on TV about how important it is to speak out. You can feel what Tula feels because she is here more than ever, and she's not the only one. Demi, Bruce's ex-wife, her mother, is still very engaged. She's with her family. She shares pictures of her family on social media. Everyone in Bruce's family got together to celebrate his 70th birthday. So, did Bruce really get left that far away? Why do you think that? People other than Bruce's family knew something was wrong. Before he was diagnosed, Bruce was in 22 movies in 4 years, from 2018 to 2022. A lot of these weren't big-budget hits. The movies were made on a tight budget and went straight to video. Bruce's name alone was enough to sell the movies. It was said that he was getting paid $2 million for just 2 days of work on one job. On the set where he worked, people noticed that he was too busy. They understood there was a problem. Lala Kent, who plays Bruce's daughter, was shooting a tense scene for Hard Kill in Cincinnati in January 2020. Bruce was supposed to surprise her from behind and save her. He needed to say a certain thing. Kent would duck, and Bruce would shoot the bad guy with a fake gun. On the first try, Bruce shot the wrong line with the gun. Kent had his back to her, so she didn't see what was going on. The group said, "It's okay. Let's start over." They did a second take, but it was the same. What if someone got hurt? Bruce let off another early shot. In the end, a team member told reporters that when he was handling guns, they always made sure no one was in the way. Was this enough safety measure? Consider that. For post-rust, here's what we learned about keeping fake guns safe. And Bruce Willis, whose whole career was built on action scenes, could not be trusted with a fake gun. Just the props weren't enough. Bruce had trouble understanding his lines. Someone on the team said that they weren't mad about what was happening to Bruce, but they had to figure out how to avoid making him look bad. They figured it out. An employee of the crew said Bruce was just a dummy. Consider that. Tricked. The word they used was that one. The action hero Bruce Willis was turned into a doll. Although, the puppet show kept going. Bruce was working on Midnight in the Switchgrass with director Randall EMTT in September 2020. He had to kick open a door for a scene. Plain and simple, right? In his work, Bruce Willis had broken down a lot of doors. But this time, he was unable to succeed. For take after take, he kept failing to understand what was expected of him. The LA Times had reports from several team members that Bruce needed to have his lines fed through an earpiece because he couldn't remember them. Someone in charge of the stunts tried to help him. EMTT, the director, tried to show Bruce what he needed to do with his body. Nothing worked. It was said that EMTT left the set angry, and Bruce just stood there looking lost. In the end, EMTT apparently called his reality star fiancée Lala Kent in tears to tell her that Bruce can't remember any of his lines and has no idea where he is. See what we mean when it gets dark? A prop master on the movie called Alicia Haviland told reporters that everyone on set knew about Bruce's health problems. No one but the cameras knew, but they kept going. Director Mike Burns worked with Bruce on the 2021 movie Out of Death, even when this next part took place. Burns sent a very important email to his scriptwriter before Bruce even got to the set. Regarding the email's text, he wanted Bruce to have fewer speaking roles. Pick up the dot. Following the first day of shooting, Burns understood there was a more important matter at hand. No one did anything nonetheless. Bruce kept getting cast in movies. The director of White Elephant in April 2021, Jesse V. Johnson, remembers meeting Bruce before the movie was shot. Years ago, Johnson had worked as a stuntman with Bruce, but this time was different. It turned out that this Bruce wasn't the same person Jesse had worked with before. Terry Martin, the production supervisor, said Bruce would say he would do his best even though he looked so lost. Bruce was always excellent. 2 White Elephant team members said Bruce asked them on set, "I know why you're here, and I know why you're here, but why am I here?" The man didn't even know why he was on set. Was he taking advantage of? It's hard to work in the show business. Studies have shown that people who work in the entertainment industry are 3 times more likely than the general population to have problems with their mental health. Actors had trouble with money and had to work odd hours. Also, their jobs aren't secure. These things all work together to make players sad. There's something even worse going on here, though. It was easy to make money with Bruce Willis. The mere mention of his name could make a $2 million movie successful. Directors knew he was having a hard time. Even though the directors and crew knew, they kept casting him. Even director Emmett kept hiring Bruce, even though he knew how hard it was for him. Emm's former helper, Anna Samansa, told everyone that he and his business partner needed money. They'd talk about making another Bruce Willis movie called Bull's Tea. Are you going to look at that? Even so, EMTT denied everything. He said he never took advantage of Bruce and didn't know who Headsick was. However, EMTT is known for making bad movies with older action stars. Could it be true that he was taking advantage of Bruce? Moreover, He said he didn't have time to cry with Lala about Bruce. For many years, EMTT and Bruce have worked together. When that happened, EMTT said Bruce always seemed active. He liked being with the team, playing golf, and going to dinner. EMTT said Bruce would not have been on set if he didn't want to be there. EMTT said that Bruce is one of his best friends, which means he can't do anything that would hurt Bruce's feelings. Which is it? EMTT or Anna, his assistant? Director Mike Burns told his co-workers that Bruce would not be in any more of his movies after Out of Death. He was even glad when Bruce told him he was taking some time off. Mike didn't know that the time off would last for good. White Elephant made the same choice as Jesse V. Johnson. He said that Bruce's continued work made him feel bad, but other than that, they kept shooting. I mean, here's the thing. What made Bruce's friends and family let him work for so long? Why did his wife and children not stop him? Was there stress about money? Was Bruce's own desire to work to blame? Was it something more sinister? And business that will do anything to make as much money as possible off of a dying star? Or was it a mix of all of them? Being so stressed out from work can't have been good for you. Now, we're not saying that Bruce Willis's illness was caused by Hollywood. That's not how FTD behaves. 40% of cases are passed down through families, but 60% of cases happen on their own. Long-term worry and overwork can definitely hurt brain health. It wasn't the first time Bruce had been hurt while working. His wife told him that Bruce had had a condition for a long time because of his work on Die Hard. Bruce had some trouble because of the loud blast used in the movie. Think about Bruce's job history. It's hard on the body and mind to keep up the energy year after 40 years of action movies, explosions, stunts, and more. Others who worked with him said he loved his job and working. However, how much does it cost? Research has shown that long-term worry can speed up the loss of brain function. All of the constant pressure to do well, the tough scheduling, and the physical demands add up over time. It's not okay to quit early when your name is Bruce Willis. You're the emblem. You're the thing. That movie would not exist without you. That is, until you find yourself on a movie set and wonder, why am I here? But here's the thing about Bruce Willis. Before the camera even turned on, Bruce Willis was still the professional star, the guy who could flip a switch and become the hero we all needed him to be. He couldn't remember lines or understand why he was there. But in the end, the cameras stopped rolling. When they did, Bruce was left with a disease that can't be cured, treated, or turned around. Because it doesn't happen as often as Alzheimer's. Not as much study has been done on it. However, there is some good news. The University of Sheffield published groundbreaking study in March 2023 in the journal Science Translational Medicine about a possible nasal spray treatment for some types of FTD. This is a big step forward, but it won't help Bruce. People won't be able to try the medicine for years, but it does exist. Also, if Bruce's daughters have the gene mutation that caused the disease, this study might keep them from going through what their dad is. There are 70 years between Bruce Willis and the time this video was made. His situation is said to be stable, which means it's not getting worse quickly or getting better quickly either. Right now, the cancer has taken a lot from him, but it hasn't killed him completely yet. Emma is still his main caretaker, or as she likes to call it, care partner. Evelyn and Mabel often go to their dad's second home to see him. Bruce's 3 older girls, Rumor, Scout, and Tula, and Demi Moore are still very much a part of his life. There are still all of them, even though it hurts, makes them sad, and is horrifying to see the man they love slowly disappear. For this is the truth that is missed by all the news and rumors. It's not a story about being left behind. This story is about a family who are in a tough spot and are doing their best. A wife had to decide whether to keep her girls in a home that was made to meet their father's medical needs or give them a childhood that wasn't shaped by hospital equipment and caretaker schedules. This is a story about daughters who are sad about losing a father who is still alive but doesn't know them like he used to. That's the plot of this story. The ex-wife could have left years ago, but she shows up to family dinners and birthday parties because Bruce would have wanted her to. And it's about Bruce Willis, who made us believe in heroes for a living and is now showing us something much more important. When someone you love changes so much that you can't recognize them, love doesn't end. Another part of the story is about how he died. The countdown to his death began when they told him what was wrong. Any time now is a possibility. Awaiting our turn? This is the end for Bruce Willis. In no particular order. Not dramatically like in one of his movies, where he dies in a stunning way. Not at all. This goodbye is painfully slow and painfully piece by piece. First his voice, then his ability to understand, then his freedom of movement, and finally his knowledge of who he is. But as fans, what can we do? There is something we can learn from this. Frontotemporal dementia needs more study, which we can push for. Groups like the Association for Frontotemporal Degeneration can get help from us. We can talk about mental health and the signs that we ignore too often in an open and honest way. And just maybe, we can ask Hollywood to do better by protecting artists better, being more open about health problems on set, and having higher standards for when a performer is clearly having a hard time. That's why Bruce Willis won't be the last star to deal with dementia. The Williams sisters, Wendy Williams, Robin Williams, and Charlton H. The list goes on and on. These aren't just famous people. They are real people who made us happy, laughed, got us excited, and inspired us. At that point, they deserve more than being manipulated for one last paycheck. Their right to respect, rest, and a proper farewell should be respected. Bruce Willis made us laugh for decades. As a response, let us raise awareness, fund research, and never forget that behind every news story is a real person, a real family, and a real disaster that needs our support. Keep sleeping, John Mulan. They deserved it.